Wembanyama, what immediately jumps to mind when you watch him on film?
He's super unique, like incredibly gifted, skilled, talented, and he plays with a super high motor too. Like a lot of the plays he makes, I've seen are like second, third, fourth effort blocks and steals and beating people down the court on fast breaks. So he's a really, really talented player.
Obviously, you played with Giannis, and now you played with Kevin, and he's drawing those comparisons. But do you see that in him, or no?
I think he's very different from both those guys. And he's only played 3 NBA games, so I don't know. I do know he's super talented and unique. I think he's going to be his own player. I think he's probably going to take some mixes from both of those guys being taller, like primary ball handlers. So I'm sure he'll take some stuff with those guys from their game, but I see him as a pretty different player from those two.
Frank was talking about you guys drilling the spacing after the LA game compared to last game.
Yeah.
What kind of went into that, and what do you feel improved in that regard?
Just looking at the different kind of post-double looks where doubling from the top, coming from the bottom, or kind of that just flooding the one side of the court, not really a double, and different spots that we can get to, different cuts, different movements along the three-point line to kind of help out. Most of the time it's Kev, or all the time it's Kev being doubled there. So help out Kev when he gets the ball there and he's getting doubled, and be more available, and also our movement should free up more one-on-one opportunities for him.
Is that kind of the early feeling out, building chemistry process in terms of learning where to space and cut and all those different things?
Yeah, I think so. And like during the game, like we had guys that were trying to make the right cut and move off the ball, but like sometimes on the weak side it'd be me and Jo cut at the same time, and when you do that, like, but we're both trying to make the right play, but it just kind of destroys your spacing out there. So just cleaning that up, knowing which guy's going to cut, and communicating a little bit more with each other and getting a feel in those scenarios of who's going to cut, who's going to set the screen, who's going to stay out on the three-point line, that kind of thing.
Grayson, 3 games in, what have you liked most about this team?
There's a lot of things. I think the way we're competing defensively so far has kind of stood out. I feel like the feeling from everyone internally and on the outside was that our offense was going to be the driver, but I feel like these first 3 games, our defense has really stepped up. Especially like the LA game, for example, that we lost, like you scored 3 points in the quarter. Most of the time you're losing by 20, 30 points, right? So stay in that game, only scoring 3 points for an extended period of time is mainly because of our defense. And then like some of these other games where we've had like quiet stretches in the game, our defense has kept us in us, and then we get to that offensive explosion and we take the lead. So I think defensively, if we can kind of continue to carry this over and get better, we'll be in a good spot.
Just to follow that up, Coach has talked about effort on defense. That's been his thing, but it seems to me like there's more that can be had, like maybe how to execute what he wants, and like when that happens, how much better would a defense be?
Yeah, I mean, Coach is a big defensive scheme coach. Like we throw a lot of different reads, coverages, matchups at the other team, and so having a new team early in the season, like there's going to be some missed coverages. Like in Utah, they got a lot of stuff at the rim just on missed coverages off the ball. So as we kind of tighten that stuff up and cut down on the mistakes, like when the effort's there and the execution of his game plans are there, then it'll be really tough.
Last week, you actually mentioned that Cooper Flag needs to commit already. He finally did.
Yeah, it's big time.
How do you feel like it's going to fit well or at all with the Shire system?
He'll be great. I don't know if it's about fit with the system. Like he would be great anywhere he went, but it's a big get for Duke, and I think it'll be a great spot for him. He's gonna love being at Duke, love playing in front of the crowd there, and Coach Shire is kind of continuing the Duke tradition there. So for him to step in and be a part of that, be a part of the brotherhood would be big for him. And I know all Duke fans are happy committed, so I'm happy too.
Grayson, how much fun is it when you guys are playing that level of defense? I mean, so early on as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, mainly because the most fun offensively is getting out on missed shots or turnovers and kind of running the break. So that defense and getting stops allows us to get to what we're best at, which is running the floor, taking advantage of 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 5-on-4 situations, and that's where we can really have fun, getting to the rim, moving the ball around, getting open shots.
It's rare. The guy that's outside has been able to play on the perimeter like that. What are you seeing when you look at film on him?
I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me that I didn't really know about was like just how like mobile he is for how big he is, and how just like how much area of the court he covers. I think that's really impressive. Hopefully things work out for him and he can continue to get stronger, get more coordinated and stuff. But he's been impressive so far.
The game plan, I'm not asking you to give it away, but what are things when you look at him, you're like, we would like to take this away or take that away from him?
I think the biggest thing just watching tape, like he likes to roam around a lot, so I think they like to put him on like non-shooters or guys who aren't going to shoot, so he can kind of patrol the paint and stuff. So just having awareness to see where he's at, using a lot of shot fakes, cutting, especially guys that he's being guarded by, cutting to the rim, trying to get behind, just because it's easy to get lost when you're roaming around the paint. So,
what's been kind of the biggest adjustment for you in terms of figuring out the spacing without Book and Beal out there?
I think for me it's been staying the same. Like I just try to get guys open. Really, the biggest thing start the season is just adjusting my angles on screens and making guys go over as opposed to going under. But my job, my spacing, I'm either going to be in the dunker or setting a screen, so it's not like that's probably a question for somebody else.
We were talking to Bradley Beal a couple weeks ago, and he was joking about a dunk that he had on you last year, but he was praising your willingness to go up and block anything that comes your way. Is that kind of your mentality when you see someone coming at you full speed like that?
Yeah, I mean, I had to protect the paint. Like I'm the 5 out there. Like I'm going to be low. I'm usually the low man more times than not. So I kind of have a knack for going to getting the ball, being vertical, and just contesting shots at the rim.
You did say you would probably get him back at some point.
Yeah. No, I'm waiting for him to get healthy, and then I'll get him back for sure.
There was the one in Golden State where like Peyton was loading up, and there are some guys in the league who would just see him loading up and be like, okay, like it's yours, and you were like, you were gonna. What's your mindset there? Just that kind of makes you different there.
The one you're talking about, I think you're talking about with Gary. Yeah. So I already knew he was going to try dunking on me.
Okay, you played with him.
Yeah, I played with him like 2 years already. So I knew what he was about. But he took off from like that blue line out there, so I knew there was no way. I just needed to get vertical, and he was gonna miss it. But a lot of like, in my opinion, like shot blocking or shooting or whatever guys are known for is more of like reputation based. So the more blocks I have, the more dunks I have, or whatever, you kind of get that reputation around the league where guys may not try you as much as they would with other guys. So, I'm just going to keep doing my thing. If guys want to keep going in, that's fine.
And if you find a highlight reel of some of the best shot blockers of all time, you see highlight reels of them getting dunked on too, right?
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah, it's just part of it. Yeah, that's what comes with it.
It's part of the plan for tonight, or basically making Victor uncomfortable, like, without just shot blocking, but basically trying to get him the body and physically just kind of wear him out in the paint.
I think probably just keeping him away from the paint, and trying to be as physical with him as possible because he's pretty light right now for as tall as he is. But just really crowding him, making him feel uncomfortable. I think that's pretty much the game plan for a lot of teams around the league.
Drew, playing for the coach Pop in the past, how is that going to help you tonight?
Pop, like, I know he's gonna get on his guys. You get a couple guys make a couple mistakes. They may get in their own head or whatever. So I just, he's a tough coach to coach against. He's good at making adjustments and everything. So I mean, I always like playing against San Antonio. It's the team that I first started out with. So
you have the success of Oregon State football team. DJ Eubanks up there. Are you surprised by the way that they've turned this around?
A little bit, yeah. But I'm happy for him. You know, it's hard to, especially in football, to recruit guys to come to Corvallis and everything. But I feel like once you get down there, you start to appreciate the atmosphere there. And I'm just happy for him, man, because when I was there we didn't win a lot of games, man. So I'm just happy they're winning games, and you know they're getting the recognition they deserve, and it's been good. It's been fun to watch.
Looking at the defense, you guys have been able to hold your first 3 opponents under 110. What do you feel like you guys have been able to do well on that end of the floor?
Probably covering for each other has been the biggest thing. Like we got a lot of guys who bring effort every single night and who play their role and do their job to the best of their ability. So, you know, sometimes we can gamble a little bit. We got guys who can make plays, and then behind us, like, we got guys who can cover for those guys and make up for those plays. So that's why I really love playing with Josh, Grayson, guys who are switchable on the bigs and stuff, because maybe they get beat going over the top and I have to switch onto the guard, and they know immediately just to get back and clear my guy out. And that makes my job a lot easier because they're not just able to throw it over the top to the big and vice versa and stuff. So that's just been the biggest thing. We just got guys who play the right way and cover for each other.
How rare, I mean, I know you've been in the league obviously for a minute. How rare is it to have a group of guys with the same mentality on the team?
I've never been on a team like that. Like it's fun, man. And when you have guys like Book and KD who are staying after shooting and getting work in, and you know they're some of the hardest guys, guys who play the hardest on defense during practice and stuff. And there's no reason why other guys shouldn't do that when you have your best players doing that. So I love this environment. It's competitive as hell, and every day you got to bring it because there's 5-6 other guys behind you wanting to get, you know, they want to play too, so they're going hard too. So I love it, man. It's just competition breeds more competition, and that's how we're going to get better.
Thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.